Oh, speaking of stories, all right, I have to tell this story. We have to take a break from Pokemon. Or my chat. You guys told me I have to tell a story about how my wife and I met. It's honestly not that exciting. What's exciting is everything around it. That not the actual meeting, but what happens from there. Okay, so we went to the same college, and we met when we were freshmen. It was, beginning of school. All moved into our dorms. Classes haven't started yet, so everyone's trying to get accustomed to everything and trying to uh, trying to find everything. So anyway, we're just chilling, and I'm very good at ping pong. Like, I have won tournaments on table tennis, like amateur tournaments. Okay, like nothing crazy. I'm not like a professional, but I'm good. Okay, for an amateur, I'm very good at ping pong. So I was playing, all right, and playing with some of my friends who weren't good. So of course I'm just dominating, as you know. Just kidding. That's how I'd tell the story if she were here. So yeah, playing ping pong, and there were too many people who wanted to play. So what we did is we played something called Around the World Ping Pong. And the thing about Around the World Ping Pong is you get like maybe like 6, 10 people or whatever, and now so you hit it once, and then you go to the other side of the table. And everyone's just constantly rotating around the table, hitting it once, okay? And if you ever miss it, you get like a letter, or sometimes you get immediately out. Some people play like horse, some people will just say immediately out. Till eventually, right, there's one fewer people every time. Eventually there's only 2 people, so you have to hit it, or until there's 3 people, you have to hit it and then immediately run. And it's very fast, very exciting, very dangerous. And when there's only 2 people, you don't actually run around because you'd have to hit it to yourself. You just spin around. You have to hit it, spin around, hit it, spin around. Anyway, so I was like, hey, I'm really, really good at this game. And we don't know anybody. It's like the beginning of grad school, or beginning of undergrad. We got a bunch of 18-year-olds, don't know anybody. Why don't we change the rules for Around the World Ping Pong to play Around the World Ping Pong, where every time you hit the ball, you introduce yourself, which is not that often. You introduce yourself and say something about you, okay? I thought we were gonna do this, but apparently nobody else did. So, not to be discouraged, I did it anyway. And I was very young. I went to college very young, so I would, every time I hit the ball, I would say, "Hi, I'm Jason, and I'm 17 years old." Boom. "Hi, I'm Jason, I'm 17 years old." Oh no, she didn't, Harmony. So she walks in when that's happening, and she's just like, "Oh my gosh, who is this? Who is this idiot? Who is this Yahoo?" I mean, no matter how hot he is, who is this guy? Oh, it's Jason. He's 17 years old, clearly. Okay, and then she introduced herself to us, and I was like, Danny, that's kind of a weird name. That's like a dude's name. That's kind of weird. But, we got to hanging out, and eventually, we hung out for the night with a group of friends. It was fun. It was fun, so we ended up becoming friends, and we'd always hang out in a group, and that was at the beginning of freshman year. Pretty good friends. And then we started to enjoy each other's company an interestingly large amount. Then we started hanging out some more, but she said, we started talking, and she's like, "You know what, I just got out of like a really bad like personal situation with my last boyfriend, blah blah blah. I don't really want to date anyone, just so you know." And so I was like, okay, I'll respect her space. If I care about somebody, I'll respect their desires. Don't gotta force her. I'll let her take her own time. And apparently that was the wrong choice. Apparently she actually wanted me to insist on being boyfriend, girlfriend, and dating. But, I listened to her words and I respected her boundaries. Okay, so then like half a year passed where we obviously had feelings for each other, but we weren't dating. There was like incredible amounts of flirting. It was obnoxious to all of our friends. All of our friends were sick and tired of it. But you know what? She said she didn't want to date, and I was respecting her, so, we didn't date. Just flirting. And then she's so bad. It was so bad. And then we both come from very conservative Christian households. So at that point, she was still very, very conservative. not quite so conservative anymore. At that point, she was still very, very conservative, and she was going to a Christian group, and she was getting mentored. And her mentor is like, okay, you know what you should do, guy? You know what you should do, Danny? You think you like this guy, but you probably don't actually like this guy, you know? It's probably just, probably just a phase, probably just something. You need Jesus, okay? You just need God, and don't need this guy. So what I want you to do is for an entire month over summer, this is what her mentor, her Christian mentor, told her. For an entire month over summer, she is to have no communication with me. We are not to communicate anyway whatsoever. And so, her being a good Christian girl said, okay, and me being a good dude said, that's stupid. But if you want to do that, I'll respect that. Again, apparently she didn't want me to respect her. I mean, she wanted me to respect her. She didn't want me to respect respect. Anyway, she didn't want to do it. So for an entire month, we actually don't talk at all. It's terrible. We're all dying, and our friends are just like, these guys, so stupid. So now we do it. And at the end of the month, her parents were both spending the summer with our parents. At the end of the month, her parents live about 6 hours away from us. She secretly drove down to my hometown where I was living with my parents over the summer and surprised me on midnight of the last night in the month, all right? And she surprised me. She sent me a phone call and said, hey, I'm outside, basically. It was actually not quite like that, but that was basically it. And I was like, oh my gosh, I haven't seen you in forever. And of course we hugged. Not like a friend kind of hug either. But very, very Christian hug. Just a questionably Christian hug. And yeah, and we hung out a lot. And then we talked, and I was like, we didn't really say anything. So we still made no progress. Okay, this is a year. This is more than a year after we had met, and more than like 6 months or 8 months after we wanted to start dating. Okay, so what happens after that is my oboe broke, so I had to go to San Francisco to get my oboe fixed. It's a long story. Luckily, banding phase takes forever, so we had to get my oboe fixed. I was like, Danny, I don't want to go by myself. You want to come with me? Or, in a purely platonic way. Okay, you want to come with me? She's like, okay. So we get it fixed, and then she learned. I taught her how to. Well, I was one of the people who taught her how to drive. She took her driving test in my car when she was 18. She didn't get her license early. So she was always really bad at parallel parking. And I saw this very beautiful park, all right, in San Francisco. I don't remember which one it was. Very beautiful. So I was like, hey, Danny, why don't you practice parallel parking right now, okay? So my oboe, it's a musical instrument. So, she parallel parked. And I was like, you know what, since we're here, you want to go, like, explore the park, go on a walk or something? And she's like, okay, so we go on a walk. Then we talk some more. And the short answer is I finally asked her out. You know how I asked her out?
Lucky smiling.
With this phrase. So, are we like officially dating? She said yes. That's how it happened. That's the magic. I've got a way with words, everyone. So what happened after that is some interesting stuff that I'm not going to give you the details because it's not really appropriate for stream. Wait, but not directly after that. Not directly after that. And we started dating and ended up getting married about 3 or 4 years later. Okay. So got that one. There's actually some funny stories in the midterm that I forgot to tell you. Anyway, that's why I said it took so long. That was like a 15-minute long story. No, not like that, guys. Here, I'll make a highlight of that. Maybe like 150 or something, because a lot of people always ask about that. Wait, 150? Really? No, just normal 50.
Our rage is beyond your control.
Let us hunt those who have fallen to darkness.
No. We actually are planning on adopting right now. Not, I'm gonna get my PhD and then we're gonna move to wherever I get a job and then probably adopt and start a family after that. Probably adopt 2 kids. Anyway, we're playing Pokemon. But you know what? The game's almost already started. We're not going to play Pokemon. I'll just close it out. Get the music back on. Oh! And maybe if you're lucky, after the next game, I'll tell you this story about, oh, Talon. F my L. So yeah, I might tell you about how I asked her to marry me after